Yeah, what's poppin' guys, Sizzle here, and in this video, I'll be showing you how to set up Steam on Debian to play like 99.999% of Steam games with no real issue. Before you actually go watch this video, if you are just setting up Debian for the first time and you don't have a lot of these different apps here because you don't have Flatpak set up and non-free and contrib apps set up in your software store, I have two videos linked in the description you want to go watch first. And then when you just open up the normal software store, you'll have things available to you that you wouldn't have otherwise, right? So, for example, if I go to Steam, we have both Steam, Flatpak, and Debian. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. You'd think it's as simple as installing Steam and just going and hitting the Flatpak version. For 99% of things on Linux, you want to get the Flatpak or FlatHub version of the app. But Steam is one of the very few where you actually want the native or Debian package, the DB file or whatever. And from here, when you hit install, we're going to get a weird thing saying something went wrong. We go to errors and we get this. That's because Steam relies on some really old, annoying stuff on Debian. So we're going to go fix that real quick by hopping into the terminal. And what we have to do is type in a few commands. I'll have pasted in the description of this video. I'm going to type in sudo dpkg add architecture i386, then type in your password, and then we need to type in sudo apt update to have it grab all those update files, and then we actually have to go install that. So we're going to type in sudo apt install steam libs i386, and this installs necessary 32-bit files that Steam unfortunately currently still needs a little bit. But yeah. And once that is installed, then we'll be good to go and we can install Steam from there and we can get to the actual kind of meat and bones of the Steam setup. So now when we hit install, you can see it's just preparing and it actually is installing like normal. And now we can hit open and it'll open the Steam installer, say Steam's proprietary, hit install, and then it'll actually make Steam instead of Steam installer. So if we go here and we type in Steam, we can see we have installed Steam right now. It should change in a second to just Steam. There you go. It was running in the background while I was doing that. So yeah, now we have just normal Steam, and we can close all this, and in a second, Steam will boot up. The first time it loads, it'll take a minute. It's pretty normal behavior there. Maybe I didn't click on it. There we go. Yeah, the first time it loads, it'll be a little bit weird, but after this first load, it'll be like normal, like it was on Windows or any other Linux distro. From here, you want to go actually log into Steam with your Steam account. So I'm going to go do that real quick. And now I'm logging in. I signed in with the QR code because it's convenient. And it'll load your user data and actually load Steam pretty much 99% like normal. And some of the first things you want to do, this is actually something you want to do on Windows or Linux. We want to go to settings, and then you can go through a bunch of different settings in settings here. Some of the stuff I like to do is turn off the little pop-ups when people join games and send me messages. I don't really need to see that all that quickly. I get messages on stuff like Discord and stuff instead. So I'm going to turn that off there. You can turn off notifications here, but something I would recommend a lot more is going to interface. And if we scroll down a little bit, you'll see it notify me about additional changes to my games, new releases, and upcoming releases. If you've ever opened Steam and there's like a little ad pop-up saying like, oh, this game just came out, that's what this is. That's pretty much all that this does. I would turn that off. Everything auto-updates anyway. You'll see it when you boot the game. So that's something I love turning off there. And then the other thing is, you'll notice we have this little compatibility button. There's obviously more stuff you can change here, and you can change that in the future. But for now, we're going to hit this compatibility button here, and it'll say Steam Play is enabled for all titles. Sometimes you have to turn on compatibility. It'll say the default compatibility tool, and Proton Experimental is the best option for that for now. And yeah, I'll show off kind of trying to boot a game with that to show that off. Something worth mentioning before I go install this is this create an application shortcut toggle. It's on by default. And what it means is when you go into the little app thing here, it'll actually show up as one of the apps right here. So if you don't want it to show up there, you want to toggle this off. In my case, I like having it so I can just search up Overwatch and then click it and play. So I'm going to hit install, and I'll catch you guys after the game actually finishes installing. It's going to take quite a while. Alright, now that everything is nice and installed, we can hit the play button, and Overwatch should launch just by default. However, it is one of very few games where Proton will make it launch, and it'll look like it's working, but then it won't, and I'll be showing you what to do in situations like that. Every game's a little bit different, but with Overwatch, it'll let you get to this login screen, at least from my experience, and then as it tries to enter the game, it'll kind of stall in the login. I guess that's what used to happen. Although this time looks like we're just straight up in the game. So here we are, we can go to the practice range. And when we go move around everything, it is just working. Something worth being a little bit aware of is whenever you exit the game, so first off, like, it changes your settings to fresh install, so I have to go, change a bunch of different stuff whenever I want to go do that. But whenever you first hop in the game and change settings like this, if you actually want them to save, you can't just close it. So like if I go here and I literally just close it without waiting for anything, and then I reboot the game, it'll actually undo those settings. A lot of the time, games will kind of just work like that through Proton. So when you change settings in a game and they don't seem to be saving, make sure you actually exit through the proper exit menu and let it exit properly. Right, so when I actually go into Overwatch again, we go check our settings. We can go see in a second that everything we just changed there is undone, or sometimes it's undone. Sometimes it saves, but sometimes it's undone. So if it didn't save like it did just now here, what you'd want to do is just hit exit at desktop and then exit game and wait for it to properly exit on its own. Sometimes it takes a bit for it to do that, but that way you'll guarantee that any in-game settings that you changed are actually saved. Another good example for a game is Straftat. Straftat, from my previous experience, you can see Overwatch is still doing its thing. Sometimes it bugs out, but yeah, there we go. Now it's gone. Took a little bit, but it's gone. But Straftat, from my experience, doesn't really work that well with its default Linux version. It actually has one, so by default it doesn't use a compatibility tool. So it's actually going to try and launch the Linux version. The Linux version is super, super buggy. And at least last time I used the Linux version, it was super, super buggy, and it wasn't working. So all I would have to do to fix that is right-click it, Properties, then Compatibility, and force the use of a Steam Play compatibility tool. And then if you turn that on and you turn on Proton, then it will actually use Proton, even though it actually does use Linux natively. So for some reason that booted in the wrong window and then crash. Okay. It should have booted on my second monitor. Did it again. That's fun. Okay, so now it's on my main monitor, but you can see it crash. It's not working, and that's because it's currently trying to run the native Linux version, which for some reason it has, but it just doesn't work. So yeah, you want to hit force use of a specific tool, set it to whatever you actually use. So I'll use Proton Experimental yet again. Hit update, because now it's changing it from the Linux version to the Proton version. You'll notice if you do that with like Overwatch or whatever, there is no native Linux version, so it won't even have to do this update step. But with this, it had to actually reinstall the game for the Windows version to then let us use Proton to play the Windows version on Linux. And now you can see, first off, it launched on the right monitor. I didn't have to drag it over. And second off, yeah, it's up and working. Right? We can go play the game like normal. There's nothing crazy going on here. We can queue for a match, and we're in an actual game. And yeah, just like that. That's how you can get that working. Another useful one is like Team Fortress 2. For example, has a native Linux version, but when you hit play, it'll actually just launch the proper, native Linux version, and it will work. Team Fortress 2 is a rare case where it actually won't work if you change it to Proton, so I'll show that real quick. When we load it normally, it'll boot like normal, it'll load like normal. I don't have any of my usual mods and stuff installed, so the game might look a little bit weird, but the game will be completely functional and normal. So if we go, find a game, we can actually go find a game and join it with no real issue. If we go into like training or something, everything's all working. You can see we're queued for casual, and it's actually queuing us, and we should be able to find a game. And there we are. Casual match is ready. And you'll see we're able to connect and join like normal in a second. Alright, so here we are on 2 forts, and I can go, play soldier real quick, and you can see the game's up and running, up and working, kind of like normal, right? Nothing of note really going on here. But if I go close out of the game and I swap it to force Proton on, even though it is actually running on Linux and doesn't need Proton, because what Proton does is it runs the Windows version on Linux. And I think the defaults here are what they recommend. I don't really know. But either way, turn force Proton on. It's going to have to update and reinstall the actual Windows version, which will take a minute. So I'll catch you when that's done. But you can see now I've swapped it. Hit the play button. It's going to load up. Shouldn't take much longer to load up. But you'll notice when we're in game, it won't let us connect to the servers. At least that's what happened before. So that's worth noting. Not every game lets you use Proton, but most games do, and most games already have it on by default as long as you went at the top here into the main settings and turn on compatibility mode. The shaders and stuff are pretty neat, but most of the time it's fine to skip them, especially if you're on a better computer. If your computer's a bit worse, you should wait for that to all finish, but if your computer is, something built in the last 20 years, I'd say if you have above an NVIDIA 1000 GPU, you probably don't have to wait for shaders. You could see the game seems like it loaded, right? We seem to have everything up and running. And then we go to actually try and find a game. It'll let us queue up, and then it won't let us actually go into the game, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because you can see you are in insecure mode. You must restart before you can connect to the servers. It straight up will not let you connect. I've tried a bunch. It won't work. So make sure that you don't force it for games that don't actually need it to be forced. Most of the time, the defaults after you went into settings here and turned on compatibility mode, which most of the time on Linux is now on by default, but on some distributions you actually have to toggle it on here, so make sure it's toggled on. But as long as it's toggled on, most of the time the default it picks for you is the right thing to do. Now I do want to show another useful tool, just in case any of this isn't working. So for example, like I said, with Overwatch, Steam's Proton used to not be enough. So what we want to actually do is go to the software store, and we're going to type in Proton Plus, and this will be on FlatHub. So if you don't have FlatHub on Debian, go to the description. I have a video on how to enable that. But yeah, we're going to go hit install here, and once it's done, we can go open it up. And it's a very, very simple app. All you want to do from here is go to Proton GE. You can see there's even stuff for specific distros. So for Cache OS, you might need a different version. There's a few other random things that maybe you'll need for specific games. You might have to look some of this stuff up to get some. You might at some point have to look up for very, very specific games, specific Proton versions, but for 99% of things, Proton GE is all you'll need. So you just want to hit Proton GE latest, hit that download button, and this gets a community version of Proton that is normally way ahead of what Steam has. So if a game's not working for whatever reason, and it actually can work on Linux in one way or form, and it's not one of the games where the developer disabled Linux, because some developers, for whatever reason, disabled Linux. One of those games is, I think Rust made it so Linux can't work unless you're on an unsecured server. I think Fortnite is a known one where the guy who made Fortnite just hates Linux, so he disabled it. But either way, once you have that up and running, if we go to Properties now, and we go to Compatibility, we can see in here, not right away, but we have to relaunch Steam. Alright, so we close out Steam, and we launch it again. Might actually have to, properly exit it out. Yeah, it's not showing up here yet. So I'm going to go to the System Monitor real quick, and go close Steam. And you can actually see in the thing here, Steam still had Overwatch up and running for whatever reason, so that's worth noting. That can happen very, very occasionally, and that's a problem not really with Steam for 99% of things, but normally the specific game. So, like I said, for Overwatch, before it wouldn't even work with default Proton. Now it works, but it doesn't seem to close properly, at least it didn't that time. So what you want to do is go to Properties, and then Compatibility, and then from here, now we'll have Proton GE latest, and we can set it to that. And now it'll actually boot, play, and close properly, and you won't have any real issues like that. And yeah, that should be literally everything you need to use Steam on Debian Linux, or Linux in general, honestly. A lot of this is really easy to apply to other distributions, since most of it's working through Flatpak anyway. But yeah, that's how you get your games up and running. Have fun playing your games, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.